The current meta is very mixed, featuring many Fangs with Hypercharge, Maisie, Pearl, Maiko, and other Hypercharges. There are only a few brawlers who are not near the top tiers, like Frank, Doug, or Hank. It is a mess, but far better than what we had in previous metas, like the Janet meta in May 2022, for example. However, the most memorable meta, some even say the worst, was in August 2020 during Season 2 Summer of Monsters. In this video, I will cover why it was the worst meta, who the main problems of this meta were, and why it earned the title of the worst meta. Season 2 was announced in the Brawl Talk that aired in 27th of June, 2020.
Season 2 Summer of Monsters.
We've got a brand new chromatic brawler for you called Surge, and he's maybe one of the most unique brawlers we've ever made.
His main attack is kind of like a combination of Spike and Jean. You throw a projectile and then when it hits the enemy, it divides into other projectiles.
Season 2 Summer of Monsters is starting on July 6th and will last 10 weeks.
The update and the season came right after that, and on July 6th, Season 2 has begun. Surge was at that time the newest brawler unlockable on Tier 30 of the pass, which made his use rate at the beginning very low, and only high spenders who gemmed Surge on the first day were playing him. Around 2-3 weeks after that, normal active players were able to get their hands on Surge. Surge was in the first levels not that great, but what made him great was his first star power, which splitted his attacks even if they're not hitting an enemy. This star power doesn't seem good, but it made him hugely overpowered. This combined with his teleport gadget, and you're done. Killed. It was all about Surge. Surge dominated for the next 4 weeks as Supercell was on their yearly summer break, which was the reason why Surge hasn't been nerfed. In esports at that time, he was also banned or picked. There was simply not another option.
Of the stars on their side of the map, a 5-0 lead, and now a really crucial moment for Tribe Gaming to make this comeback happen. They gotta submit some sort of position here, but not against Skyrix, the man diving in deep to tear apart Tom. A chance for 4 stars here. The jump is no good, but he can't escape. Skyrix.
Another brawler absolutely dominating in this meta was Mr. P, who got a rework for his second star power in this update. Previously, it was adding 3,000 health to his porter base, but the rework made it to spawn porters 3 seconds faster after they died, which made the new porter spawn instantly after being killed. Every time you killed a porter, a new one was already on its way. At that time, Mr. P was by far one of the most annoying brawlers in the history of the game. Just look at this gameplay. But Mr. P was not the only one getting a balance change this update. Gale was also part of the balance changes after being one of the weakest brawlers ever released. The first change is that his super wouldn't knock him back anymore. The second change was that Gale now fires 6 small snowballs instead of 5 big ones. On top of this, his super pushback distance was increased, and Gale has a gadget which summoned a jump pad below him, which made him significantly stronger than most other brawlers in this meta. With all of these brawlers covered, we only need one more to fill up this wonderful tier list found on the subreddit r/brawlstars by an unknown user. Can you guess it? It is Max. May got a buff to her attack damage on 16th of June, from 300 damage per projectile to 320 damage at level 1. At level 9, the previous Max level, Max dealt 480 damage, and multiplying this by 4, because she has 4 projectiles, she dealt an insane amount of 120 damage with 1 ammo, of which she also had 4. As already showed many times in this video, this tier list is an accurate depiction of what the meta was back then. So, how long has it took Supercell to implement balance changes? On August 18th, 2020, Supercell finally dropped some small balance changes. Surge's health was decreased from 3,100 to 20,800, and the projectile split range from his main attack was decreased by 25%. This wasn't quite enough to stop him, since his overpowered star power wasn't touched. Mr. P also got 2 nerfs. The home base health was decreased from 2,800 health to 2,200 health, and his porters also got a small health nerf, from 1,500 health to 1,400 health. Gale also was in need for nerfs. His attack damage per snowball was decreased from 320 to 280 per hit, and his supercharge rate was decreased from 10 snowballs to 12 snowballs. While this was a great step in the right direction, it didn't stop the jump pad from being very strong. On 10th of September 2020, Supercell released Season 3, and with that, finally the balance changes needed for Surge and Gale. Surge's first star power no longer splits its projectile when reaching the max distance, only when hitting enemies or walls. This was finally the change that made Surge significantly weaker. Not only that, Gale's jump pad efficiency was cut in half, and it also got a brand new stylish look. Mr. P got some more stat nerfs. His supercharge rate was decreased from 16 to 18 Porter attack hits. With these balance changes applied, the worst meta of Brawl Stars finally came to an end. What do you think about the Surge meta? Have you played Brawl Stars during that time? How do you remember the Season 2 meta? Write it in the comments down below, and I will see you in the next video.